Hello YouTube family, so I'm super excited to welcome you back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. If you're new here, I am Muhemina Ovoswe, a language teacher and a music enthusiast. So if you love everything pertaining to music and languages, then this is the right channel for you. If you haven't watched my previous videos, kindly click on the link above to do so. So today I have the honor of reacting to a very special gentleman for the very first time on my channel with the name Hua Chenyu and a performance titled Child. And I think this is a live performance from 2018. So this particular song, they say, was inspired by the singer's life story. As growing up, he had to deal with issues of living with both parents who had separated. So his mom left their matrimonial home after the separation, and then he was left with his dad. And unfortunately, his dad was a very busy person. As they claim, he had to be working extra hours to get more money for the extra responsibilities at home. So he hardly stayed at home, and then this particular young boy had to eat alone, and then he did most of the things alone and had to even put himself to sleep before his dad could come back from work. And this was a daily routine. And then I can just imagine how this feels like, having to grow up in such a home where you come back from school and there's a lot to talk about, but there is nobody to listen to you. It would be depressing and all that. Wow. So guys, I'm just eager to find out what Hua Chenyu has for us today, because I believe this is going to be beautiful. I appreciate all these people that are able to control everything that they've been through and then make it a masterpiece for some of us to see them, and then it helps us as we encounter certain things in life. So I hope you enjoy this particular video and I hope you take a lesson from it. So guys, before we head on to the song, I would want us to check out the meaning of the lyrics in English, as this particular song is in Chinese. So if you're ready, then. So I'm reading the lyrics in English. Child, innocent eyes struggling to stay open in the wild. My child wriggles in my arms and waves his hands on the cover of a forgotten book. A little child is laughing and pointing to somewhere far away. The train car keeps rocking, causing anxiety to spill from some of the passengers. Wildflowers on the river bank can't seem to recall the disappointment they overheard, the ones awaiting the wind and the ones flying through the air look so much alike. I quickly tie up my shoelaces and put on the confident air. The door is racked open, and time rushes through the gap without regard. Is that you? Yes, it's us. Are you tired? How was your trip? Innocent eyes struggling to stay open in the wind. My child wiggles in the arms and waves his hands. On bare tree branches, withheld leaves still stubbornly hang on as they dream about their future. The color of dust behind the clouds unveils the answer to their questions. Clustered buildings conceal defiant faces that refuse to give in. The ones recalling the past and the ones seeking the future look so much alike. I quickly tie up my shoelaces and put on a confident air. The door is cracked open, and time rushes through the gap without regard. Are you leaving? Are you leaving? Yes, we are going back home. Are you leaving? Are you leaving? Yes, we are going back home. Are you leaving? Are you leaving? Yes, we are going back home. We are going back home. We are going back home. Wow. I believe this video is going to be emotional because the lyrics of the song says a lot. I can just imagine having to be at home alone, trying to find all the beautiful memories that you have shared with your parents in the house and all that. So guys, without further ado, let's go and check out Hua Chenyu's performance of Child. Okay, here we go. Wow. Beautiful orchestra. Hmm. Oh, guys, I have to. You see the part where he does the oh, it sounds very lonely, and that sort of a cry of a child when you feel like you need a little bit of pampering, you need somebody around to pick you up and then comfort you after crying for a long time, but you're not getting that sort of thing. That's the kind of feeling I get. It sounds really emotional, honestly. And then I think right from the beginning, I've noticed that he's doing a lot of nasal singing. So the nasal singing in this particular song, I believe, is because of the pronunciations in most of the Chinese language. So you honestly have to do a lot of sounds with your nose before you'll be able to get some of the words. And because it's a Chinese song and then you get it, you pronounce most of the words when you're singing. It's not like when you're speaking. So you'll be hearing most of the words as nasal sounds, and it's not a bad thing. It's beautiful, honestly. Oh. Wow. I think he has changed his voice. Wow. I like the backing sound. It's really beautiful. Whoa. Wow. He's almost in tears. Wow, this baka is really great. Like the contrasting backing is very beautiful. I like how they quickly switched to the baka where you can clearly tell that these are two different people singing the song. At first I thought he was the only one doing it, and then I saw the other lady, and then I like how the lady doing the backing is also soaked into the whole performance. Like you see that kind of atmosphere that was created, every single person felt it. It was emotional at a point. I think he was trying to play the role of the child, and then I don't know if he sounded like an adult at a point, yeah, because I realized that he had switched to a much more heavier voice, and then possibly he was just trying to illustrate the feeling of an adult and all that, yeah. But I like his delivery, honestly. Yeah, from start to end, you could really tell that he was meditating with the whole performance. It felt like he closed his eyes and then he was telling the story from a dream or telling it from inside of him. His physical body was just an instrument, and then he was just bringing the song from inside of him, and it's really touching. You can see that the emotions was intense, and at a point he was almost in tears, and then he did all those beautiful things around it. Yes, I thought he was just going to do nasal singing, but at a point I could see him with his mouth wide open, and then he was allowing the song to flow. That point where he allowed himself to be vulnerable on stage. I mean, just to pass out that sort of emotions to other people who were there. And you can clearly tell that it wasn't just a performance, but this is a performance that meant a lot to him. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this particular performance, because you can just imagine the number of people over here that have had lonely childhood and all that, have yearned for the presence of their parents and all that. So they were able to relate to it very well. And even me sitting behind my screens, it really felt it was a mixed feeling for me. So yeah, I think I picked a lesson from this particular performance. That is to say that if you're a parent out there, or no matter who you are, and you're planning of being a parent and all that, there are circumstances that do happen, and people don't make it to the end of their marriages with their spouses. But no matter what happens, don't let your children feel that gap. Don't let them have a reason to say that life wasn't worth it without my parents. You can always be a co-parent. I believe you can try your best to make your child feel loved from afar, and you can also make your child feel like they have a shoulder to lean on, because children always have a lot to say, and the best you can give your child is the love and the support. Sometimes you might not have it all, you might not have the money and all that. I mean, if you're chasing all this money and you don't have time for your children, I feel like they grow up with that sort of loneliness, and they grow up with that sort of anger and hatred and everything, because they feel like And yes, depression is also there. Depression is also real. You might not know they might be going through all these things because of the situation that they have been through. So if you're out there, you're a parent or you're planning on being a parent, you have to consider some of these things and just know that now it's not just you, but you have another version of yourself to care for, another version of yourself to transfer love to, and all that. So I enjoyed watching Hua Chenyu's performance of Child. And I believe you enjoyed yourself as well. So don't forget to give me a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, subscribe to my channel to join my amazing family, and kindly leave your recommendations, your opinions and suggestions in the comment section for me, and I'll pick it up from there. Until next time, I am Hemina of Oswe, your number one music freak. See you, bye.